Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just 1 second. Let me just get my screen up and we'll get this thing going. There we go. All right, there's the video camera. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and happy Monday. Happy Monday. Brian, good morning. Good to see you here. And it was good exchanging emails with you yesterday. If you'd like, if you want me to review those numbers, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to post today what you sent me yesterday. I think folks will really enjoy it. We got CJ, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. I just want the room to fill up. CJ, Vertuvian, Arnulfo, Spider Monkey, Ivano, Ed, Billy. Billy, good morning, Billy. HG, I hope you're okay. Let us know if things are getting a little better up there in the Middle East. My prayers go with you. I was thinking about you all weekend. Stephen, James, Dave, Vernon, Jill, good morning, Jill. Sherman, good morning. Debbie, Richard, Stephen, Krish, Peanuts, David, Piet DeBrock, Terry, Devin, Jody, Mike, Stephen, Dave, Mont, Cam, good morning. Pete, good morning. Christian, good morning. Jeff, Mark, Wade, Ray, Cheese Gray Traders in the house. I love that. Cheese Gray Trader. Julian, JB, Stephen, Kevin, Charlie, Eduardo, Javad, Gregory, Dr. Serena. Yay, Dr. Serena's in the house. I hope you're feeling well, Dr. Serena. Richard is here. Richard, congrats on the new computer. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it. A lot of value out of it. Giothi, the sassy trainers in the house. Genevieve, Robert, Carrie, Richard from Puente Gorda. Good morning, Richard. Mr. Catalyst guy. Edgar, Frank, Harold, Stacy, Illinois grain farmer, John, Sin Lee, Doug, JB, Pete, Debbie, Raj, Moondog is in the house. We got a lot of people here. Let me continue. Peter, Robert, Rick. Good morning, Rick. Debbie, Hopium. 200 people in 2 minutes. I love that. Good morning, Robert, Rick, Carlos. Good morning, Carlos. I hope your weekend's well. I want to hear more about what's going on in Los Angeles. Kathy, Corey, Cam. Good morning, Cam. I hope you had a nice weekend. The pictures of you and I didn't know you had three other brothers. I thought it was just three brothers, but I guess there was another one in there. How many whites are there? Yes, good start of the day. Flying Ronan's in the house. William, good morning, William. Basketball trainer, Scotty, Kevin, Bob, Art, Lenny, Debbie. Oh, good. The numbers matched bar chart exactly. Perfect. Dr. Serena, not better, huh, HG? Ugh, sorry to hear that. Mitch, good morning to you. Ralph, we got V333. Good afternoon. Israel, wow. HG's also from Israel, V333. V333. You should put a name. It's so much easier to call you by your name, so much more friendlier. Don, Tommy, even if it's a fake name, it's easier. Doris, Karen the Shark is in the house. I love that. Mike, James, Bob, Delbert. Good morning, Bob. I hope you had a nice weekend. Give me an update on how things are at home. Would you, Bob? I haven't heard from you. I was thinking about you over the weekend. I don't want to bug you with my nonsense, but give me an update, okay? You know what I'm talking about, Bob. Delbert, Brian, Stephen, Cam, four brothers, as far as you know. Murray, good morning, Murray. 300 people in 4 minutes. Edward, Richard, thanks for everyone input on what to look for. New machine, did a lot of research. Yeah, you did. You chose a good one. I'll show folks what you got later today if you don't mind. Eagle Beagle, how are you, Eagle Beagle? And I hope mom is well. Mike, Carlos, Option, Naples fan. How are you doing, Naples fan? Eagle Beagle, Richard, and Bob. Oh, sorry to hear that, Bob. Sorry to hear that. All right. Not good. Good morning, Duzzy. Joe, good morning. I hope everybody is doing well today. So let me give you guys a little update. First things first, I will be at 10 o'clock in Nate's room. Nate is going to be showing us his new tool. And from what I understand, it's very, very cool. Let me post that link here. That's going to be at 10 o'clock. I'll be there for about 15 minutes. Um, and basically, Nate is going to show you his new tool that, according to him, is perfect for the current market conditions. So we're going to be talking about that at 10 o'clock. At noon in my VIP room, you know what I'm going to be talking about, guys? Oh, you guys are in for a treat. Let me give you a link for my VIP room. I'm going to be talking about, let me give you a little preview. Now, you're probably asking, what's in it for me, Roger? Should we come into the VIP room today? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to talk about live trading A to Z, finding the perfect daily chart, taking into account market catalysts, confirming relative strength, executing using the 5-minute chart, a Hakanashi reversal using versus the VWAP for pullbacks. Oh yeah, it's like that. Selecting the right option, swinging it or scalping it. Basically, I'm going to take you in transition from the Pro Trader dashboard into the pit, from finding trades, from doing what we're doing into live day trading all and swing trading all week. Do you guys like that agenda? If you have objections, you should state them for me right now in the chat. I'll post the computer that he bought later in the in the Telegram channel, Carlos. And I will. I'll talk about iron. If I have a chance today, I'll talk about it this week, Richard, but I don't know if I'll have a chance this today, but I will talk about it this week. So, how to go from where we are here every day to actually trading live. Trading live. How does that sound? So, VWAP pullbacks versus HA reversals, right? Because Stacy wants to know the difference between HA reversals, when to buy on an HA reversal and when to buy on a VWAP pullback, right, Stacy? Don't you want to know the difference and which one is better and which one you should go with? I think that's like $1 million question that nobody ever asked me here before. But nobody's ever asked me that. Should we wait for a pullback to the VWAP or should we just trade the HA reversal? Nobody's ever asked me that before. So I'm going to talk about that. I see that there's no objections to that. I do. So you guys see how I go about trades. Yep. Let's see. And by the way, if you're just coming in here, please click the HD setting and go to 1080. That way you'll be able to see us on really good quality. And please go on to click for thumbs up just one time. Yes, so I'm going to talk about that today. I see that there's no objections. And here's the link in case you want the link again. Here is the link for that. Yep, live concert today. And here's the link again for the opening playbook. I'll be there at 10 a.m. And if you haven't gotten the Trader's Guide to Market Catalyst, the ebook, here's the link for that too. Hey, Angie, good morning to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me get the link for that. And let me get you that link. And while we're all here, let me get you the link for Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. Cam, what's on the agenda today? Meanwhile, what you guys should be doing right now is getting your catalysts ready. Because I'm going to ask you in about 30 seconds, what's the latest catalysts? And here's Customer Service Live. There you go. Thought it was a waste of money, but if it was happening, I wanted to see it. We should be proud of our men and women. Okay. Spent a lot of money on that parade. Okay, so Richard's got the catalyst. Holiday shortened week. U.S. economic data, obviously, Middle East still play, easing oil prices, travel stocks, bonds down, U.S. dollar down. You got most of them, Richard. You missed a few. You missed a few, but you got most of them. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are writing. I want to see what your catalysts are. Good. Kicking off Alpha Zone. Perfect. The second link doesn't work. Let me give you this link again. Here's the link for that. Here's the... Huh. Isn't this link working? This link should work. If link doesn't work, then I don't know what to tell you. That link should work. This link should work. And again, let me give you my VIP link for noon. Remember, VIP room, big event. Big event. And at 10 a.m., I'm going to be right here at Opening Playbook. All right, guys, so let's talk about the catalysts, okay? Airline stocks, geopolitical, Cisco, defense stock, Nippon Steel Metals. All right. So let me give you my agenda. Let me give you my catalysts, okay? Oil in Iran, bond auction, fragmented week, which Richard actually got. Manufacturing, guys. Do you see a manufacturing report here? Don't you think manufacturing is really important right now in light of the fact that Trump wants to bring manufacturing back here in this country? Don't you think this is important right now? How about what you all missed? Carlos, consumer sentiment is not really a catalyst for this morning, but Visa and MasterCard are. Does anybody know why Visa and MasterCard are? Travel stocks are, obviously because of the Middle East and because of the thing. Shipping stocks are. Cisco networking stocks because of Cisco. So you guys got about 3/4 of them. So let me read mine again. And by the way, I'm not making this up. I have them right here. I put them right here. So oil Iran, travel stocks and shipping stocks, that kind of all goes together, okay? So oil Iran, travel stocks and shipping stocks for obvious reasons, right? Okay. Cisco, Visa and MasterCard, manufacturing fragmented week, bond auction. So does anybody know why Visa and MasterCard are a catalyst today? It's something that I told you about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and 2 years ago. And I stopped talking about it a couple of years ago. Do you guys remember? Richard says Walmart, other stores looking to receive crypto payments. Do you guys remember what I've been telling you? That as soon as Amazon starts accepting crypto payments, cryptos are going to become part of the economy. They're going to become a major asset. They're not going to become a wild frontier anymore. How many years ago have I told you that? How many years ago did I tell you this? Now, if you guys have been watching, if you guys have been with me for 7, 6, 8 years, then you guys remember me saying that the biggest thing that's going to happen to crypto is when Amazon starts accepting crypto for payments. When Amazon starts accepting crypto for payments, crypto is going to become a counter-trending asset. Does anybody remember me saying this years and years and years ago? Maybe I don't have people here who have been with me that long, but when we go to the VIP room, when we ask, you probably haven't been with me that long, Bob, to remember that. But people like Ken Reed, people who've been with me for years and years and years, they remember me saying that because I've been saying it for years, for years. Yes, credit card fees, exactly. And I've been saying it for a very long time. And it's finally beginning to happen. That's a major, major catalyst for credit card companies and a major catalyst for crypto companies. Okay. And again, most of you guys here in the morning show haven't been here for 7, 8 years, but I've been predicting this for almost a decade. Okay. You remember me saying that? I've been saying it every couple of years. First time I heard it 2 years ago. Yeah. Because George, if people use these cards, they don't have to use credit cards, and credit cards interest rates. Remember my biggest complaint if I was running for president, my two things would be credit card payments, and what was the other thing I was saying? Two things that really pissed. Oh, IRS the two things I would do. The two things I would do is I would restructure credit card debt and apply the same laws as it applies to lending, which would make this usury. And then I would apply different statute of limitations to the IRS. I'm going to run for president. No, I'm just kidding. I've been saying it every couple of months for 7 or 8 years now. It's going to have a major impact on lenders. They will, but but you see what will happen is crypto now becomes, David, you see what you just wrote? They will find a way into their business model. Yes, and that makes cryptos a counter-trending asset. Anyway, but this is something I've been predicting for a very, very long time. I remember I made a big deal out of it when Elon started accepting cryptos for his cars. And I talked about it again. But my big thing was Amazon. When Amazon is going to start accepting cryptos, that's a major shift for cryptos and credit cards. Thank you, Dr. Al. I got your vote. Very nice. Yep, me too. Me too, Eagle Beagle. That's exactly what I do. So yeah, they're a catalyst. So again, I've been saying this for a very long time. All right, let's talk about the market. We're rebounding very, very nicely. It looks like most of the world is not paying much attention to the Middle East right now. As I said to you on Friday, and I did tell you on Friday, usually these type of events last 24 to 72 hours. Do you guys remember me telling you on Friday that usually these type of events last anywhere from 24 to 72 hours? They don't tend to stay with the market. That's right, Matt for vice president. There you go. Let me give you links again. Here's the VIP room link. And here's the 10 o'clock show link. The opening playbook link. And also, here's customer service live link, where this week is going to be Alpha Zone Pro. Very nice. Very, very nice. So the Middle East thing is not being the market is not seeing continuity there. That's no longer driving price. We're bouncing back. But in order for us to really bounce back, we need to overcome the areas that started selling off. And I'll talk about, Clyde for chairman as well. Definitely. Yeah, there you go, Carlos. All right. Let me put this over here. As far as Fed data, you got the Empire State Manufacturing at 8:30. It's not going to be a big news at all in light of all the mishigas that's happening in the world right now. You got a bond auction, the 20-year bond auction at 1 o'clock could be impactful. The 6-month and the 3-month, I don't think will be bad. I'm interested in seeing what the Treasury buyback will be. Okay. As far as tomorrow, we have industrial production, which is a major report, and we have retail sale, which is a major report. I'm expecting the market to begin muting. Why am I expecting the market to be muted tomorrow? Because of Thursday. because we have a fragmented week and because we have a FOMC announcement. Um, when is the announcement? It's at 2 o'clock. So I'm expecting this to mute the market action. Not today, but starting tomorrow, I'm expecting the market to be muted. So expect volume to be lower and expect less upside momentum or downside momentum. Basically, I'm expecting volatility, and it's going to be a double-edged sword. It's going to be the fact that we don't have a market on Thursday, and it's the fact that we have FOMC starting tomorrow. So investors don't want to make big bets ahead of major announcement. Okay. Again, expect a muted market and expect absolutely nothing to be going on Friday. They're going to treat this as a long weekend. They always do. Okay. All right. US dollar. US dollar is coming down. Money's coming back into the stock market and away from the US asset. This is the weakest currency right now, something our president should be very concerned about. We are now moving way below par into the 97 area. If we break the 97s, we're not going to be in a good position. And it's going to impact it's going to really deter investors for putting their money into the U.S. economy. Bond market's going down. We're again below the 8-day EMA. Notice we really couldn't rally. This was a flight to quality. It only lasted on Thursday. Friday we sold off, and Monday we're already in the crapper. I'm expecting us to stay in this area for the foreseeable future. Right here, the area you want to pay attention to the downside is 84.70. Okay, 84.70. Okay. Thursday, June 19th. It's a market holiday. I don't even know. I don't even, they make holidays now every other day, but I know markets are closed, which means I get a day off. But I think I'll be doing a webinar with you guys. Uh, Crude oil. When you see crude oil below 68, you want to write this down. You want to write this down. When crude oil is now reacting negatively. Basically, it's not really seeing any need to rally, which means the world is not concerned about the Middle East, which is kind of a big mistake. Now, if this makes a higher high, in other words, if the low is above this level, it's still a heightened sensitive issue. If you see crude oil come down to here to the six, if you see crude oil break 70, that means nobody's concerned about Middle East anymore. And I don't mean to be insensitive. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the stupid price chart. So please understand that if you are in the Middle East and you're in the middle of a war, I'm not trying to be insensitive to what you're going through. I am simply talking about the stupid price chart. So I don't want to connect this chart to what you're going through right now. So I'm only talking about price data, not what you guys are going through. I don't envy that for anyone right now, and my prayers are with you. Yeah, markets are closed. It's a federal holiday. Everything is closed. So once now we could still be. Notice we made a higher high, or at least went above this area right here. So we're still very much engaged. The market is still very much engaged. But with the U.S. stock market, with the Dow coming up 250 points, with the U.S. dollar almost down to here to 97, with the bond market coming off today and down already 0.60 basis points, crude oil would need to come down. Now, if crude oil stops right here at 71 or right here, that means it's still in focus. But once crude oil gets to this area right here, breaks 70, gets to the 69 area, that's it. No more soup, okay? China is kind of holding on between the 15-day EMA and the 8-day EMA. Okay? As you guys can see right here, not really doing anything, but I'm not really all that bullish on global economy right now. And Bitcoin is now above the 8-day EMA. What did I tell you on Friday? I told you I still like Bitcoin if it's above the 8-day EMA. I want to see Bitcoin above 85, 86. As far as I'm concerned, this is we are still above this area. And if you are still long Bitcoin, you don't need to be liquidating until we break this level right here. Sorry if you guys hear my dogs, they're going crazy right now. So, hey, Jeff. Yeah. So we're still at the 8-day EMA. Keep your eye on gold. As a matter of fact, where is my gold? Hold on a second. As you can see, gold is being offset as well, but it made a higher high. Now, as I mentioned before, my suggestion would be taking profit on gold at this high. I hope you guys had an order working because remember I told you, take profit on gold on the high, on the upper end of this range. Now, I haven't been telling you that for a day or two. I've been telling you that for a couple of weeks now. So there should be no surprise. And I'm hoping you guys listened to me. And I hope you took your profit on gold near the high 3400s, which is what I told you right here. We're right there. We are here now. Be careful. We may not reach this level over the next week or so, especially if the events in the Middle East cool off. But I guess I hate to say I told you so, but that's the level you should be taking your profit. I'm not expecting a major breakout yet. I'm expecting us to trade within the structure. Gold, even with the Middle East, never broke this structure. And I told you that I expect the upper range here to be this line. I haven't changed this graph in weeks. So remember I told you try to take your profit near the upper end here. Get in right. We got in right here as we were going up, and I told you to average up right here at 3407. And I did tell you to take your profits near the upper 3400s. I did. If you don't believe me, just rewatch this video. I said it many, many, many times. I told you that I don't think we're going to break through this area. Well, we were there earlier today. Richard says, took my profit, now waiting for it to retrace to the 8-day. Exactly. Richard, it may actually retrace right here. A little bit below. I would use this line as an average, but notice something interesting here. This channel is still stable. Remember I drew this channel for you guys? Still stable channel. There you go. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Okay. And I did tell you to take, Richard will tell you, I did take you guys, I did tell you to take profits. Psst. Now I can't move this stupid thing. I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out a way to move it later. But anyways, you buy here and you sell up here. Okay. You don't hear the dog? That's great. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now let's put everything into perspective. Make this a little bigger so everybody could see. I got to get to work. I got a class with Nate at 10 o'clock. And by the way, Lance will be there. I think Graham will be there. Kane will be there. Lance will be there. I'll be there at 10 o'clock. It'll be fun. And I'll give you my favorite stock right now. So you guys will like it. You did the same as Richard, Jeff. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. I did tell you multiple times about gold. I don't change my story very often. I'm really consistent. I'm like a machine. June E-minis are up about 0.40, which isn't really mean much. And I'm going to tell you, I want to see this completely go above where we were on Thursday and Friday. We're not there yet. I'll talk about when we get to stocks, but we're not out of the danger zone in the Middle East just yet. And volatility, just so you know, is still at 19.81, which is very close to 20. And it's only down 5%. So don't get too excited just yet. A couple of attacks during the session on the between Israel and things will shift very quickly. So let's not. All right, all right. Oh, good, good. Gregory took his profit too. Hey, John, that email you sent me this weekend was hilarious. All right, all right. Let's continue. Partly rebounding, and a full rebound is very different. How do you know if you're going to be fully rebounding? You're going to be looking at oil, and you're going to be looking at oil below 70. When you start seeing oil below 70, the party's over for the Middle East. And again, I'm not trying to be insensitive to anybody who lives there or is going through this right now. I'm only reflecting on the chart. Okay. I know it's really hard when you're living through something and someone's talking about it like it's a academic picture on a chart, but I'm not trying to be insensitive. I have a lot of relatives. My mom's best friend lives in Israel. So, and a very close friend of mine lives there as well. So prayers go out to everybody in the Middle East. Investors continue to keep a close eye on tension between Israel and Iran. It's not done yet. Oil is not below 70 yet, which showed no signs of easing, which is not good. Iranian missiles hit Israeli Tel Aviv and the port of Haifa before dawn on Monday, marking the latest in a series of tit-for-tat attacks. Iran also warned that it may close the Strait of Hormuz, a key checkpoint for global oil shipments. And this is what I'm saying: we're not out of this mess just yet. I don't think so either, Eagle. I'm just saying that the level we would want to watch is 70 on crude oil for us to get a confirmation that it's Trump organization offering a mobile plan. What the fuck? It'd be nice if he just stuck to politics, especially if he was just, he's a president. He should stick to politics. Retail sales report is going to be big this week, but not today. When is retail sales going to be important? It's going to be our catalyst for tomorrow. I hope tomorrow you say retail sales, industrial production, FOMC, those are all going to be catalysts tomorrow. Tomorrow, not today. Friday, I warned you that mega caps are going to be a catalyst. They all dropped over 1%. Apple even dropped, Nvidia dropped over 2%. I warned you on Friday that airlines are going to be a catalyst. They were a major catalyst, and they're still a major catalyst. Travel stocks are still a major catalyst. Shipping stocks are a major catalyst. Yeah, me too. That's not cool. That's not cool. I believe in separation of powers. Presidents should stick to their job. Visa, MasterCard, I told you about this. This could be a very major catalyst. Now, this is something that's going to take a very long time to unpack. But folks, start paying attention to relationship between credit card companies and crypto companies and retailers who are starting to use crypto. This is a major, major shift. This means that cryptos are becoming part of our economy. Do you remember I told you that when assets are immature, they trend very strongly. When assets become mature, they become counter-trending assets, just like currencies have become, just like stocks have become, and the same thing is happening to Bitcoin. This is a huge, if not the biggest step in making cryptos going from wild to domesticated. You know how you have to break in a horse? When you get a horse, you have to break it in. Well, this is breaking in a horse. Imagine a horse is a wild animal, and these are domestic animals. This is like breaking in a horse, okay? Because once this starts, you're not going to be able to uncut this umbilical cord. This is not something you're going to be able to put back into the closet. This is like pot legalization. Once it starts, you can't close it. You can't close this door. Now, right now, it doesn't seem to be as big of a deal. I'm telling you, this is 100 times bigger than most people think, because this is starting something. This is starting something that will become part of our economy going forward. Our grandchildren will always assume you were able to pay with cryptos. Think about the implication of that on global economy and on credit card merchants and the amount of interest rates they charge. I am very happy about this. I'm a really big proponent of credit cards not making asses out of us, not making slaves out of people. And that's what they've been doing. They've been making slaves out of people. And this is a chance for this to be undone, okay? Well, believe it or not, the cryptos were not invented to be a tradable asset. Cryptos were invented to be a replacement for liquidity, a banking asset. And people started using it as a trading asset. Just like internet was its own little world, but it's not. It became part of something. Crypto is now becoming a part of something. I'm gonna say this really quickly because I don't want to get into it. If you folks were around back in the early 90s, every grandmother had a grandson that had an internet company. What does your grandson does? He has an internet company. But what does he do? He has an internet company. After a while, internet alone became worthless. And internet became a part of everything we do. If you want to watch videos, you have to use the internet. If you want to listen to music, you have to watch the internet. If you want to trade the financial markets, you have to use the internet. Similarly, this is a huge step in doing the same thing for cryptos. Cryptos are going to become part of something else. They're not going to be their own little thing. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing this, I've been saying this for the last 10 years consistently. The spiel that I just told you, I've said this for at least not 10 years, maybe 8 years. So this is a major step in that direction. So if you think I'm making a big deal out of nothing, I'm not. I'm telling you, this is very, very big. This is more of like a long-term thing. Sylvia, trust, let's not get into little details, okay? There's a limited amount of money too. And there's a limited amount of gold too. Right, Sylvia? But we've been doing it for thousands of years. Of course they will. They won't have a choice. But it all starts with Amazon. It all starts with Amazon. What my prediction was this. William, this is what I've been saying for the last 10 years. As soon as Amazon starts using cryptos, it's game over for cryptos. Cryptos will not be a tradable asset like they used to be. Cryptos are going to become part of our economy. Okay. University of Michigan consumer sentiment rose. Michigan year-ahead inflation fell. No reason for the Fed to do anything with interest rates right now. 5-year implication expectedly edged down. That's really, really good. I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm just giving you guys that. I'm just explaining to you that there's going to be a major change coming to the way our world works. You're going to be hearing a lot more cryptos being used for things like this instead of just a tradable asset. And again, I've been saying that for almost a decade now. Federal Reserve. This is not, and by the way, this is not political. This isn't political. This is just part of our economy. So please don't get all political on me here. And by the way, Trump wants that. Trump wants that more than anything. He understands that. He's good. He's good with that. Like our government has no issue with this, Republicans or Democrats. Okay. Stacy, so is cryptos. There's a ledger for crypto, Stacy. There's so are cryptos. All right. Interest rate decision and chair post policy meeting will take center stage. This is the dot plot, which we can't wait to see. All this happens tomorrow at 2:00. Retail sales will be a major highlight as it serves a major gauge on the economic health. We have a lot of Fed data this week. It's all right here. We have earnings on Lennar Homes, ACN, Kroger. This will be very important. CarMax will be very important. Lennar will be very important. I'm not sure what this ACN is, but that'll be very important. It means that folks will be less focused on trading crypto and more focused on using crypto as a actual economic asset, as a tool, as a financial tool, which is what it was made for. For example, let me give you an example. Remember ETFs? Do you guys remember the monkey, the pictures of the monkeys the people were paying thousands of dollars for? That's not what ETFs are for. ETFs are an amazing invention for making artwork, real artwork. It's a security device for artwork. You could take a Picasso and you can ETF it. And then nobody will be able to copy that Picasso because it'll be aligned to a very specific ETF number that's public. So in the future, ETF, we're going to be using the currencies and commodity, all these things, these cryptos, to identify things. We are not using crypto for the way cryptos were designed to be used, folks, but we're starting to. Okay. NFTs, not ETFs, NFTs. Thank you. NFTs. Yes. Tracing everything. The purpose of NFTs was not to come up with a stupid monkey picture that people paid millions of dollars for. It's for a way to track very valuable artwork, and it's to stop privacy. But instead, people started putting it on a monkey and selling it for millions of dollars. That's not what it's designed for. You will find out what it's designed for in the next couple of years, but that's not what it was designed for. All of these things have a value. Yes, NFTs, thank you. Tracing everything. G7 summit for potential response. That's going to be happening this week. When is the G7 summit? Is it already on? When does it start? When does it stop? I don't have those dates. That'll be important. Thursday, observance of Juneteenth, federal holiday. Market will reopen on Friday. Today, we're looking at the Empire State data that already came out. Didn't really move the market at all. Bonds really not doing anything, a little bit higher, but not really very much. Europe is up, but not over a point, just 0.64. Yes, we'll eventually tokenize all assets. Yes, 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 yes. Exactly. Yes. Just trust me on this. Bitcoin, cryptos are going to be part of our economy. They're going to become a useful asset that we use to achieve other things. They're not going to be a standalone thing. The purpose of Bitcoin is not going to be to trade it. It's going to be to use it. China closed higher. We have support from global economy everywhere. Property stocks led the gains. National Bureau of Statistics stabilized sector was gaining traction. Japan closed higher. All global markets are higher, so they're supporting global economy. Japan, EU would hold talks on collaborative measures for the defense industry. Shipping stocks also advanced on expectations of higher freight rates amongst Middle East. Be careful of shipping stocks because of oil prices. But if we get a calm sea in the Middle East, if crude oil keeps coming down like it is right now, look at crude oil today. Look at crude oil. Look at crude oil. It's just going straight down. If crude oil keeps coming down, if crude oil keeps coming down, and if crude oil can come down to the 200-day, we're good to go. We need crude oil to come down here. Whether the market stabilizes due to the Middle East will be determined by one thing, the price of crude oil, which is measuring it in real time. You need to think about and watch crude oil all day today, and whether crude oil comes down below 70. It's at 71.49 now. You want to see crude oil below 70. Why is China up when it's losing cheap Iranian oil? Because of global economy, because global economy is much bigger than Iranian oil right now, Boyd. Okay. Okay. All right. EchoStar jumped 45%. Trump got involved in their FCC. This isn't really going to be a catalyst for anything. This is not going to be a catalyst for anything because it's with one specific company. Although I would keep an eye on steel companies today. This is not going to be a catalyst because this is specific to this stock. This is not really specific to retailers. And this will be a catalyst for networking stocks. This is too small. Small caps are not a major catalyst. Small caps, the stock has to be in the S&P 500 or it has to belong to a very connected industry. Okay. Or VIX is still near 20. As long as we're at the 200-day moving average, we have to be careful. I'm hoping that this will move back below the 8-day EMA, which would put us near the 18 level. Again, you're going to be watching crude oil, which is still on the lows of the day. Okay. Let me give you guys some links. If you guys want to know what I'll be doing in my VIP room today, I'll be doing live trading, live pit trading, okay? Live trading, how to select options, whether to scalp or swing trade, how to use the Pro Trader dashboard to generate a list so we could trade pits. Pit. All week we're going to be talking about live trading pit, live trades in the pit. Uh, at 10 o'clock, I'll be with my compadres, with Nate, Kane, Graham, and Lance here. And don't forget Customer Service Live, folks. The Cam and Gustavo Show. It's Alpha Zone Pro. All right. Let's talk about the stock market, shall we? All right. We're back above the 8-day EMA. What have I been telling you for the last several days? Don't buy the stock market till we touch the stock market is not going to go higher till we touch the 8-day EMA, break it, and then go back above it. Now, remember, this is overnight data. This didn't happen yet. So as of right now, you're right here. This is what the market looks like right here. The market looks like we broke and closed below the 8-day EMA. Unless something dramatic happens in the next 40 minutes, the market's going to open up above the 8-day EMA, giving you a buy signal. My suggestion would be today, we're probably going to open up above the 8-day EMA. Wait for us to go below the 8-day EMA again, and then back above the 8-day EMA. But in principle, you have a perfect A-line right now, assuming the market was open and this was a day session. I'm going to repeat what I just said again. You would have a perfect A-line, assuming there's two assumptions here, that it's past 9:30 and it's not. You still have 40 minutes for shit to happen. And that we can go below this again and come back up. Okay? Or at least touch the 8-day EMA and come back up. Capiche? But you have a buy signal today. Remember I told you, nothing is going to happen till we touch the 8-day EMA. We touched the 8-day EMA, not here, but right here. We didn't touch the 8-day EMA over here. It looked like we did, but we didn't. But we did on Friday. And what happened today? We're now ready to go back higher. What are we going to be looking at in conjunction with this today? I'm glad you asked. We're going to be looking at mega caps, which are now back above the 8-day EMA. They touched the 8-day EMA, went below it on Friday, and now they're back above the 8-day. Do you guys remember anybody who was telling you this every day last week? Sure as hell wasn't Clyde. Do you guys remember? Is this the first time you're hearing this, right? Yeah, that's the one we have, Sylvia. That's the only one we have. Do you guys see where we're at right now? Do you guys remember me talking about this last week, the week before that? How we need to come back here. Nothing good will happen till we come here. Don't go buying the S&P till we're at the 8-day EMA. Wait for us to break the 8-day EMA. Well, we broke the 8-day EMA. Don't worry, Stacy. Everybody else here has. QQQ. Or just rewatch my videos. I was saying the same thing. I've been saying the same thing every day for. See how here we're not above the 8-day EMA. We're just at the 8-day EMA. We need to trade above the 8-day. We got to trade above the 8-day EMA. The 8-day EMA here is at 530.17. We're at 531 right now. We got to trade above the 8-day EMA. How about the Dow? We're below the 8-day EMA. We need to get above the 8-day EMA. How about RSP? Right at the 8-day EMA. How about SMH? Right at the 8-day EMA. There you go, Ira. You guys remember. You were all here. You guys were all here. We're above the 8-day EMA again. Do you want a confirmation? Let me give you a confirmation. Do not do anything till we're above Friday's high. Make sure we touch the 8-day EMA and make sure we're above Friday's high. What's Friday's high? 601.85. 601.85. Make sure we touch the 8-day EMA and make sure we're above Friday's high. 601.85. QQQ. Capiche? Make sure we're above Friday's high. Friday's high is 531.87. 531.87. We're currently at 531.11. 531.87. Does anybody not understand what I'm saying right now? Nah, nothing here. We bounced off the 200 and came right back down. This is why we respect the 200-day. Try to bounce, and when we're back down. Now, let's talk about 265. Were we able to break 265? No. We have a huge resistance here. We need to break this resistance. So my suggestion is don't buy anything relating to semiconductors till we're above 263.29. 263.29. I hope you guys are remembering that. 263.29. Where's that line? That line is at 260.60, but this one is at 263. So you basically have 3 points here. So you could do a little scalp here, but we got to get above this level. We got to get above 263.29. So if you want to go ahead and buy chip stocks, buy them when we're above 260.60, but be careful. You got a lot of resistance at 263.29. Angie says, it just totally clicked for me. Oh my God. That's what happens when you come here every day for a couple of years, Angie, like you've been doing. All right. All right. How does sectors look? Do we have a lot of directional bias right now? Let's take a look. On Friday, on Thursday, hold on going into Tuesday, going into Wednesday, we had 400 stocks making 20-day highs. On Thursday, we had 200. On Thursday, we had 300. On Friday, we have 117. We're now at 117 on the 20-day. On the 50-day, we're at 41. On the 20-day, we're at 23. On the 52-week high, we're at 34. On the 90-day breakout, we're at 54, and the low end is at 67. There is no directional bias right now. And we have some resistance right here above us. Okay? We got to be really, really careful right now. Ah, God. We got some resistance over here. Okay? We got some resistance at 604.03. We got to get past that resistance. So even if you're going to buy here, be careful. You don't have a lot of leeway here. If you want to be sure, wait till we go above here. Wait till we go above 604. Wait till SMH breaks this level again. The 260, should be 260, high 264s, but this is not the right level, actually. It's a little higher than this if I could move this. I can't move this. Hold on a second. Doesn't want to move, but it should be a hair higher. Doesn't want to move. There we go. See, if there's a will, there's a way. Right there. There it is. That's it right there. That's the level right there. So you don't have a lot of room here. You don't have a lot of room here. We got to break this level here. We got to break this level. We got to break the 532.35 on QQQ. I hope you guys are writing this down. I'm jealous, actually. I wish I was writing all this down. And also keep your eye on volatility. So to summarize there, oh, by the way, remember I told you last week we're becoming more fragmented? healthcare, utilities, real estate, materials, consumer staples. Look how we looked a week ago. Technology, semiconductor, Russell 2000, retail, communication, QQQ, mid caps. Interest rate sensitive, right? Blue chips right here. Now look at it. Utilities, healthcare, energy, materials, consumer staples. QQQ's not up here anymore. QQQ's down here. Communications down here. Russell is down here. Retail was up here. Retail is now down here. So we're very, very choppy right now. We have a lot of choppiness. We're very choppy. Today's a Monday. We're in the middle of a war in the Middle East. I would be very, very cautious in the morning. What I would want to see is, I want to see this crude oil below 70. I want to see volatility back below the 8-day EMA. I want to see QQQ well above this area, not just getting stuck in this area. What I'm fearful is going to happen today is that the market's going to look like it's breaking out of the 8-day EMA. We're going to sucker in a bunch of hands, and then we're going to come down and just kind of flop around here and build a base. So this may be the high of the day. So be careful. That's why I'm saying as the day goes on, I want to see crude oil going lower, not just sitting in this range. Please keep crude oil on your chart today. When we're below 70, you're going to see volatility start declining precipitously. They're all together. Jyothi, they're all in it together. Okay, I'm going to be late to work, and I don't want to be late for the 10 o'clock session. So let me give you stocks that I'm looking at right now to the short side. The short side is pretty fruitful right now. Remember, it's Monday. Monday, I typically wait. I don't do anything till the second half of the day. Jack in the Box, first time I'm giving you Jack in the Box. BRZE, first time I'm giving you that stock. T-Mobile, definitely the first time I'm giving you that stock. I'm being very sarcastic right now. EIX. BBWI, I like this short quite a bit. Kava. Lulu. OMC. ACIW. That's a beauty right there. STZ. And RHI. Carlos says, what about the bond market? If you see the bond market breaking higher, not good. You want to see the bond market breaking lower. Honestly, I think crude oil is the most sensitive thing to this war right now. That's what I would be looking at. Darren, you're asking if an apple tastes better than an orange. Are you looking to trade the indexes, or are you looking to trade stocks? Darren, it's like apples and oranges. You're asking Richard a question. It's not what's better. They're both equal, but they both do different things. It's like somebody asking, Darren, here's what you're asking. If you want to lose weight, should you eat more salad and more vegetables, or should you just eat more salad? What's a better question? Salad or fruits and vegetables? They're both good for it's what you're looking to trade. You can't really separate them. They do two completely different things. One compares stocks to indexes, and one trades the index. It's apples and oranges. Let me give you the long side now. Dino. And neither is going to become, and neither, by the way, Darren, neither is going to help you become a good trader if you can't get the mental stuff right. Just FYI. RBLX. CAH. I hope you guys are writing these down. There's some juicy ones here. Here's a good one. MPC. I would be watching this one carefully today. Obviously, it's very much correlated to the war, but it's been moving up even before the war. So I kind of like this stock. GRPN, Groupon. Yeah, just being honest with you, Darren. Nice. You're welcome, Car Rod. Nice. One second, one second. Okay. Sorry about that. I apologize. I don't have any update for SMCI right now. I could look at SMCI if you want, real quick. I got to get to work. I'm really late actually, but SMCI. There's nothing to talk about. Kanaka, there's nothing to talk about with this stock. You shouldn't be in this stock right now. DRS, let's go back to DRS. If you can't figure out if a stock is going up or down, there's nothing to talk about. DRS, HEI, PLNTR. I like PLNTR still. It's up 3 points this morning. I told you last week I still like PLNTR. And I like RTX. Although I'd be watching it very carefully this morning. This is going to be impacted by the Middle East. Yeah, Kanaka, SMCI, I showed you. Look, let me show you somebody. I don't know, Kanaka, if you're a woman or a man, so I'm assuming you're a guy. I'm calling you a dude, but here, look, see that? What do you do with that? I stuck since long time waiting to clear this soon as possible, but not moving. Yeah, it's not moving. It needs to go above here or below here. It needs to go below the 200-day moving average, or it needs to break out of 44.50. Okay. Amazon here. Let's see. Angie, Amazon ETF, AMZZ, AMZZ. There you go. There you go, Angie. Here's Amazon for $29 for you, dear. Oh, you're a woman. See, this is why I can't tell. Sorry, Kanaka. I apologize. Listen, my name was confused with a woman's name for 30 years. My original name is a woman's name in Korean. So I've been through it all. I've been through it all a million times. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. That's like the last thing I want to do is insult you with your name because God knows it's happened to me a gazillion times. All right, guys, here are some links. Folks, live trading in the VIP room, Pro Trader dashboard. The gloves are coming off at noon today. You're welcome, Angie. The gloves are coming off. 10 o'clock, I have a class. If I can get there on time, I'm going to leave right now to get there. I'm so sorry, Kanaka. I really am. The last thing I want to do is do what I did. And let me give you a link to customer service live. Folks, here's the deal today. Be very, very, very careful. Be very, very careful. Keep your eye. The war is still the major catalyst, okay? Please keep your eye on the futures, on the energies. Here's the ticker symbol. I'm going to post it for you in the chat right now, okay? I'm going to post this for you in the chat so you guys can keep your eye on this asset today. Thank you, Kanaka. Please keep your eye on this asset. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And you see how crude oil right now, the July contract is trading above 71. It's going to start getting a lot more interesting when it's trading below 70, preferably 69, around here. Around here, we want to see a trade around here. You know what? I'm going to put this on Telegram for you guys today because it's really important. How about that? Okay, here. This is really important, so I'm posting it. Okay. I just posted it for you in the Telegram channel. Okay. All right. Let me give you a link last time to Customer Service Live, where this week Cam, Gustavo, and Jax are going to be talking about um, AlphaZone Pro. Bye, guys. Have a great day. If I missed anything or you have a question, roger@rogerscott.com. Please don't send me customer service questions. We have an amazing 31 people customer service team for that. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. I got to get to work. I'm really late. Bye, guys. Please stay out of trouble and keep your eye on crude oil and volatility today.